There we go. We're back. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. You might see a wonderful animal in the bottom of the screen here. This is our company dog. I don't know if you can see him. It's always worth sharing him from time to time. But this is Walter, and he is such a great dog. He likes to be involved in the stream when we go live sometimes. And I do like to feature him. So he's a good boy. He's gonna go away. Thank you, bud. Thank you for joining. Yeah, YouTube, sorry. I apologize. I am so sorry. We did explode there for a second, and I did not mean for that. I have no idea what went on. There was something that went on with Pax Day, and then like the whole computer froze. Like everything exploded. And I was like, awesome. Way to crash computer at the exact moment that Sarah Ulsard came in with the clutch 100 gifted Twitch subs, and I was depressed. Because, of course, it would crash at that exact point in time. But we're back, and it is time for us to continue our little tour. Sorry for that little hiccup. I know it took us like 10 or 15 minutes to get back to that. I do apologize. Like I said, we have another computer that is actively being built as we speak. We're actually going to do a video on its creation here before early access comes out. That's going to be fun. It's going to be like a really high production video. And we're going to be sharing me putting together a dual radiator water cooled setup. All fun stuff. So now where are we? We are at the very front of the city center, and you can envision this as being kind of like a marketplace or a market stall. Eventually, ideally, however the market system works, this is just kind of our concept of it. But this is essentially our idea of, players would be able to come here, and this is where they could place orders or fulfill orders and do all of that. Hello, Bjorn. Now here is our bakery. This is probably going to be going over a retrofit during our time here. That's kind of one of our broader building projects. And all of these stations are for crafting. So we have like the charcuterie workbench. This is where you can get all of your meats and things like that. We also have our different spit roast and the cooking hearth and all of that. And any player who is in or around the Golden City, you can just come here and you can access it. No problems, no question asked. So that is really, really cool, and definitely something that is going to be high value to players. And then we have our apothecary, which is right here. So inside the apothecary, we have all of the various distilleries and stuff like that. These are appointment crafters, though. So like I said, right now our commodities market is just for iron. And you saw that I exchanged some iron there with a blacksmith who was making that request. Eventually, I could see us expanding this to other things like the reagent distiller and all of those other areas too. So that's really cool. But we still have alchemy tables available if you are looking to do some crafting. Now, the benefit to you here is, as you're leveling up, you get access to different resources, and you don't have to make the table in order to get those, because it's already available to you here and now. Hello, Zito. And then we also have a couple of different water locations here, water wells. So feel free to utilize those as you wish. Although I think they might be locked to clan currently. Yeah. So unfortunately, the water wells are locked to clan. So if you want water, you're going to have to either place your own on your own plot, or you're going to have to ask someone to provide you with some water. But unfortunately, we can't change the permissions on that yet. But that's kind of a general scope of the city as a whole. And, oh, looks like someone got hurt here. Let's go ahead and give them some health. In fact, we can heal them using a mass healing spell instead. There we go. Golden Peasants. The Golden Peasants. I love that there's a clan now called the Golden Peasants. It's hilarious. Word of Healing, thank you for the sub. I do appreciate it. So here is one of the major components of our city that I asked all of our players to really, who are building. I needed this. And if you've seen me in any other game that allows jumping, like New World or something like that, the one thing you know about Altari is that he loves doing parkour across the different buildings. So when we were making the city, one of the requests that I had was that as we build things out, that we think of how players can really traverse. And I want things to be really on a multi-level effect. That makes sense. So I want there to be a ground level. That's why we have the sewers that I showed earlier. That's why we have the rooftops. And the city is really multi-tiered. And that's a really big aspect of the city that I really wanted us to have, and to have that design language that really shares that with people as well. So hopefully you all are enjoying that. We're going to constantly be improving that and all of that. So, be on the lookout in the future as well. So in Discord, we're going to be posting the winners like in Discord at the very end of the giveaway at 10 o'clock, around 10:20. With that crash, I'm going to have to go into my logs and make sure that I include everyone. But that is the general idea. Is we are going to have all the giveaway winners. And we're going to distribute them via Discord. And if you don't answer via Discord, then I will find you on Twitch or YouTube or wherever you are, and how you won. Yeah. Did the build roll over from the last alpha, or were you able to build this a few hours? Alpha has been live. So this build was done primarily by players in the Friends and Family Alpha. The Friends and Family Alpha was a new kind of wipe, essentially, that didn't carry over from Alpha 1. So we have Alpha 1, then we wiped, then we started anew. The Friends and Family testers have been testing, and this city was built pre-Wilderness Alpha going live today. So all of this is something that we have built over the last month or two. Don't remember exactly when we started, but it's been a work in progress for quite a while, and 8 to 10 people were all the ones building it. Great best. Yeah, it every time I look in it, it is just beautiful. So one of the areas that I didn't really share for here is this is our barracks. So each of the members of the Golden Company, they have a tiny little room that they can place their private chests, and they can be a part of, have a little part of the city. And that's kind of where their private stay is. And we have to do that because all of their plots are being used for creating these very unique locations that exist throughout the city. And in order to give them some private space, that is kind of what we needed to do for them. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you all the start of the Golden Keep. I think you all wanted to see that. So we'll go ahead and make our way over to that now. And wow, we already have some industry. That looks like there's a fire over there. There used to be a forest over in that direction too, but we have so many new players coming in. they're deforesting the area, and that's great. That's good. Fortunately, the forests grow back. So looks like we got a cool little plot up and running here. And yeah, so this is what we're calling, I don't know what the official name is yet. I don't think the Golden Company really has decided on the name of everything in general. But this is, for the time being, we'll call it the Golden Keep. And like, we made this intentionally so players can, it's supposed to feel like you're being watched over. Like the city's being protected by the Golden Company, and we're watching over the city. It is also a set piece. It's not as functional as the Golden City is right now. Let's see. Ad Stellarum. Have you heard anything on whether this is going to be free to play or a one-time purchase or maybe a subscription? The devs did share their kind of ideas for monetization. They didn't commit to anything, but what they said they were thinking of when they posted that at the time was they were planning for a subscription model. You can play the game for free. You can subscribe, and then there might be like some kind of like token system that you can use to buy like in-game items, specifically cosmetics, not anything else. And they're still playing with all of those ideas. I think they're really trying to get feedback from the players on what the players want and how they want to, reimburse Mainframe for the game, and for putting all this work in to make something so beautiful and fun to play. So it's still definitely under the works, but for early access, it's just going to be a one-time purchase. You can't charge subscriptions for early access. So, the game for early access is going to be like a one-time purchase. And then once later down the line we exit early access is when subscriptions will start happening and all of that. Now, the way that plots work right now, I think every player is getting at least one plot when the game goes live, and then you might be able to, buy additional plots, and that might have a monthly charge. It might just be a one-time purchase. We don't know. They haven't talked about it, and I'm not gonna, theory craft on how we're gonna end up reimbursing them for their time and effort in the game. But it's definitely, there will be kind of a free-to-play component to it, where players can try the game out. They just won't have like a plot to be able to build on or any of that, and plots are kind of required to really progress. Unless you are just a part of a city like ours, you might be able to play the game indefinitely without having to purchase a plot, but they might have, I don't know, they might put time limits on it. They might do something like that as well. So there's really no way in knowing. So when we were building the Golden Keep, our thought was we wanted to create something that felt like it was watching over the city, and it felt natural to build this kind of on the cliffside, which I can kind of show right here. And for those of you who are just joining, I'm not using dev commands right now. This is all key commands that you all have access to. I don't have access to dev commands. And this camera you can enter into by pressing F7. So the idea behind this is we wanted to create something that felt like it was looking over the city and protecting it. So the cliffside was this natural location for that. And there was a couple of different tiers that we could build on, and that's what we chose to do. We wanted it to be, again, we wanted multi-dimensional. We didn't want it to seem flat or just like a single, either completely vertical or completely horizontal. So you can see that we've really built up and we've also built out. And that was a really big component of it. Now, this is definitely more of a project that we're working on right now. So it's a lot more in development. You can see a lot of work is being done to build this out and make it as big and cool as it should be. But when you enter here, this is probably one of the tallest walls that you'll see in game. We really push the limit, and we really have some secret tech. And remember, I did say For anyone who can find out what the secret tech is for that gate over in the Golden City, if you can go to it in game and find out what we did, and you post it in the Professional Gamer Discord, I will personally hand you a very, very nice, very bis Chains of Reassurance, which is a healing spell chainmail. I will give that to you. It is bis for a lot of things, including both PvE and PvP, and it will last you for more than the 7 days that we have to test as well. So on the entry point here, how did we manage to build this so fast? We're really good at what we do. Pickled herrings. We're really good at what we do, and we're very efficient with gathering our resources, and we've all built this together. So this is not me. This is the Golden Company. And whenever we build, we're building as a team, and we're really working together to do different things. So like this wall, I built the frame, I built the towers, and I built the general concept of it. But then other players came in and, they built this stuff around it. They've built the actual top part here. So the wall is walkable. You can walk in it and experience it that way. There's also an area over here that you can kind of walk through and have access to it there. So, many, many people have all participated in this actual endeavor to craft this giant castle. And this did not carry over from the last test build. This was just a part of the pre-launch Alpha 2 build. So we've been in for a while in building this. I think we started the castle project maybe 2 weeks ago. But this is all stuff that's been built in the current version of the game. This didn't exist way back in November when we had the last alpha. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. So up here, like I said, this is very much so in development, and we have a lot of players in the Golden Company, and we wanted them to get experience building. So we built something really big and tall here. In fact, it's the largest volume of open space that exists in Pax Dei ever. Like, this is the biggest. It might be the biggest that you can get. It might not exist this way in the future, but we have, again, some secret tech that we used to really get this to go as tall as we could get it. And I'll show you what's inside there. But over here, we've kind of saved this space for members of the Golden Company to come in and kind of build the rest of like a really grand hall or like keep. And this is where a lot of members of the Golden Company will reside. 100 members are the total number that we will ever have in the Golden Company. And as a result, we have our Hall of 100. So welcome to the Hall of 100. Everyone has a seat in the Golden Company. And this is how large this space is. So when we have delegates or something like that who want to come and talk to the Golden Company, or someone is sharing, their thoughts on what we should do next when we're having clan meetings, this is where we will reside. And there are exactly 100 seats present in this building, and it is multi-tiered. So we have everything on the bottom here, but we also have seats all the way up, going all the way to the top. This is huge. This is a massive structure. Like I said, it is probably the largest open volume of space that you'll see in game. Do you have to carry materials to it from your main base? So this area right here, we also own the plots on it. So we placed some plots here and own this region as well. This is a part of the Golden City. So we have a bunch of barrels and stuff over here. This used to be a lot more when we had a lot more resources, but that is where we stored it. So we do move it from the Golden City over to here after we've refined it and done all of that. But then we store it over here, and it's queued and prepped for our builders. So then further up, we did have one of our members, Copperhead. He pretty much solo built this, but it's kind of like our chapel. So, every keep needs to have a chapel, and where our priest can give fiery, impassioned sermons. I do expect at some point in time, because we know religion is going to exist in the game, there's going to be like an actual reason for all of this. Like, there is a reason to come to these areas and have a preacher bless you. It might give you like lasting buffs or something like that. Who knows? But all in all, that is why we're building these things, because we half expect all of this to have a purpose in the game, in actual gameplay. This isn't just stuff that we're coming up with like, oh, it would be cool to have a church. It's like, no, we know that in game there's going to be a need for a church, for players who are priests and members of the church to reside in, and we've created spaces for them, as kind of concepts and practice for when those systems come online and when they become available. So here is kind of our little tower here, and it's kind of a watchtower. I'll show you from how it looks like from the other side. And it's special because it goes somewhere. I'll share you a little bit of where it goes. But before we do that, I just wanted to show you the top, and it does go all the way down from here. A nice little spiral staircase. And I really love how this kind of turned out. It looks really, really nice. But then we'll go ahead and jump down here. We'll show off this little bit. And this is the top of our little Hall of 100. I'm going to just drop down here. We have a formal entrance right here. It's not supposed to be like that. But here is, the other seats to get to 100 players. So each player has a seat at the hall. That is all 100 seats, and this is huge. Again, like, there's still a roof above me here, and look how far down this is. This is all a one free large standing structure. It's huge. For anyone who is just now joining us, we are doing a key giveaway. We have some keys to give away over the next couple of hours. I do not know why it's not letting me post the giveaway thing. Let me actually check that really quick. Make sure it's working correctly. Do I know where the servers are? So the US servers are currently based on the East Coast, I'm pretty sure. And yes, yeah, they are there. Oh, here we go. And for some reason the giveaway thing a little funky. Now that should work. Or not. But yeah, so give tools. So for those of you joining, that is what you need to do. You just need to type !enter every hour, is when you can submit it, and that is how you can get access through a key. We're giving away, I think we have 20 more keys to give away. We've given away 30 so far. So we do have more to give away for all of you. Now, this is a really fun one. This is all a part of the cliff, mind you. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, we need to do something here. So we created essentially a nice deep dark dungeon. I'm gonna have to finagle my way around here. There we go. And it, like I said, it is a part of the rock side. This is all rock, natural rock formations, and now we are in a dungeon. This is our little dungeon area. It is quite a fun little place. And if any of you are fans of like Game of Thrones, does this look familiar? What does this look like? What do you all think this is? So you can either serve your sentence, or there's another way out. I wouldn't recommend it though. I would not recommend it in the slightest. But yeah, this is kind of like the Eyrie, I think is what it's called, from Game of Thrones. And that's kind of where we got our inspiration for this. Lord Quasi, thank you for the sub with Prime. I do appreciate it. Can I survive a jump like that? Absolutely not. Yeah, and hi Navo, by the way. Yeah, no, yeah, that is not how it works. Unfortunately, you will not survive your fall. It is a perilous fall, and it is one way for you to take a trip to the respawn beacon. Now, obviously, this is definitely more RP because guess what? You can teleport. Like no one's going to actually get trapped here. That was just, we were looking for something to do, and I was like, we need a dungeon. Every castle needs a dungeon. So that is what we did right there. Now, yeah, that is kind of the Golden City in a nutshell. The Golden Keep, the Hall of 100. This is the cumulative effort of like 8 to 10 people. Imagine what you can do with a group of 100. And, you know, that's kind of what the Golden Company's goal is, to get 100 people all committed to building a community out for players like yourselves. If you're a solo player or you're a small group of friends and you're looking for still being competitive and having access to, you know, high tier resources, high tier crafting stations and all of that, this is a place that you should consider looking into. We're located in Argatha. That's the server, and then we're in Ancien and Gravas. We're kind of well located, as Gravas is about like a 15-minute walk from the Tower of Emrys, which is Lioness. That's the entry point for Lioness. So really great little location there for you to be able to get down to the PvP zone as well. Now, eventually, I see that we are developing out a lot of these spaces. Our goal is to fill all of these with, you know, actual locations. Marciello, thank you for the sub. Thank you for the gifted sub. And kind of our idea here is we want to connect these. We want this to be a location, a city that feels cognizant, feels like it's built together. So all of these player plots that exist right now, we want it to feel like they're actually a part of the city. We want them to feel a part of the city. We don't want them to feel like they are outside of it. We want them to feel a part of it. So that is kind of our goal, and what we're aiming for is for that. So that is kind of why we're doing what we're doing. And eventually these will all you know, be connected together. Players will essentially be able to connect to this road here. They'll be able to connect to other roads, and this city is going to be this huge sprawling mass. And yeah, it's great. In terms of our size, you can see our size right here. I mean, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 in game right now. We have a bunch that didn't take off of work as well, so they're going to be trickling in throughout the course of the day. So we have about I would say about 30 to 40 players right now. But we're still looking for about 60. Let's see here. Do buildings decay over time? Right now, that was asked by Hecker GG. Also, welcome to the stream. So yes, no. They do decay if you remove your plot. So you can, like, I'm not going to do it because, God, I will destroy our city if I do that. But if I come in and I go to one of these plots and I click release plot, and I release it, there's going to be a period of time where it is decaying. So Porta Pugnus, it literally means like the fighter's gate in Latin. That's the gate over there. It's called the fighter's gate. And the fighter's gate, if I was to remove that plot, it'll start decaying over time. I haven't tested it because all of the stuff that I have plots on are like key critical things for the guild, intentionally so. But if I was to remove it, I would hate for us to not get it back and then have like 2 weeks worth of progress deleted. As it's decaying, though, if someone comes in and places a plot, it snaps back to what it was before it was decaying. If it decays completely, everything's gone, and then you can't recover it. So there is a period of time that you have to recover it. So, like, let's say you have a guild member who decides to leave and they're in the middle of a city. You do have the chance to kind of replace and reconfigure your plots. It is very, very, like, clunky right now, though. It is in, like, version 0.001. Like, there is a lot of work that needs to be done on it. So if that happens, it will probably be very frustrating to players. But you can at least recover. It's just there's going to be a process to doing it. Like, multiple players are going to have to move their plots around in order to, get it all fixed, and you're going to be stressed because you're working under pressure and under time. You don't want to lose all the stuff, and yeah, it gets complicated. But Mainframe's intent is to really make sure that we as players are not being fought by the systems of the game, and that we can do all of that in the future. So we're asking about know where pure iron spawns. A lot of pure iron spawns in the Lioness region, though I wouldn't recommend going there unless you have a high tier. I think you need to have at least a tier 3 pickaxe. That is important, but if you are inclined, you can get a lot of the pure iron from the mine locations, the mine POIs. So across the entire map, there are these like POIs, right? One of them looks like a mine right here. This is like a crane, a medieval crane that's hoisting up some ore. These are ancient mining sites. So the ancient civilizations that existed before the game, like before we, the players, were here, those ancient civilizations had mines, and they're scattered throughout the region, and players can go there, and they have unique ores and minerals that spawn in those mines. Outside of Lioness, these mines will have things like impure iron, or maybe wrought iron, or which wrought iron is made from just normal iron nodes. So the tier of iron nodes, you have pure iron nodes, you have iron nodes, and you have impure iron nodes. Impure iron ore nodes make iron ingots, whereas iron ore nodes make wrought iron ingots, and pure iron nodes make pure iron or steel. So with all of those, you can actually go from impure iron. If you have enough of it, you can scale it up to pure iron, but it costs a lot more resources than if you just had pure iron. There are some pure iron nodes scattered throughout every region. So Ancien does have a couple of pure iron nodes. If you are wondering, I will tell you a secret. All of you are going to be hearing this, so it is a secret. Don't go and tell anyone else. There is pure iron located in the hilly region. I think it's either these hills or these hills right here. Yeah. Go and find them. There's like one or two. It's not a lot, but there are a couple. Another question here. So which mine makes wrought then? Normally speaking, wrought iron, you just need to go outside of the home valley. So home valleys are like Gravas or Tursan or Silas or any of the regions that you spawn into. Those are called home valleys. In order to get wrought iron, all you need to do is leave this region and go right outside, and you'll start seeing iron ore nodes. So iron ore, you have to go out into more perilous locations in order to get it. There are wolves out there that will murder you. I would recommend to players, don't go into things like eerie forests, all of the biomes that are on the outside. Cursed plains you might be good in, but eerie pine forest, absolutely do not go in there. You will not come out alive unless you have a group. It can get very dangerous very quickly. There's corrupted bears and all this other stuff. It's very dangerous. But that being said, like for Gravas, for an example, there is wrought iron or iron ore nodes located in this little valley right here, just outside, which is part of the reason why we picked this region to begin with, because we wanted to be in an area where players had access to get iron ore nodes. Nava was asking, what do the classes look and work like? Tank, healer, ranged, etc. So right now, there isn't really like a solid definition of what those are. Like you don't select a class. And I can actually show you right here, skills, combat. So these are very basic right now. Eventually there's going to be like magic skills and stuff like that where you get better at healing over time, and if you cast fire spells you get better at casting fire, or if you're using nature magic versus corruption magic versus divine magic. There's a lot of lore that goes into these too, but using all of those different things, you get experience in those things. So like swords, for example, I'm level 25. Great swords, I'm level 30. Hand spears, I'm level 41. I leveled these up by using them, and I do more damage. My damage scales on these weapons based on that. Now there's another component of like damage as well. So like, this weapon right here, see how it says block rating and those numbers are blue? It's like blue. I'm like pointing on the screen. See over here, see this? But the blue numbers that say block rating and slash, those are my actual characteristics. When I press Alt, that is the starting characteristic. So this is the price of corruption. It is a special sword that gives me Viper 2, which poisons enemies when I hit them. It's a special proc that occurs only on this weapon. There are other weapons that have Viper 2 as well, but this one has it. Now, when I press and hold Alt, you'll notice that my block rating goes from 18 and my slash goes from 22 down to 9 and 17 respectively. That is the base rating for this weapon. Because my skill in sword is 20, then that increased. I mean, you can see that it's doubled my block rating, and it's increased my damage by about 7 or 8. So I can't math. I was up at 4 o'clock this morning. I didn't sleep. But either way, that's how skills are affecting it right now. You'll also notice that it says there's swipe. So the swipe characteristic on this weapon is like the special attack that you get. So you hold control when you have it equipped, and then you left click, and my character just did like an upcut, right? That upcut has a cooldown, obviously. It takes 20 seconds. It costs stamina in order to do, but it does increase damage. Some weapons have the ability to like stagger enemies or knock them over and CC, cause bleed or do like massive damage across the board. And all of those things have different effects on it. So skills and classes, they are a thing. Like players are going to be able to kind of hybridize and make whatever they want. There will be the likes of the Holy Trinity. I'm currently kind of in what I would consider like a medium, like scrimmer build, where I do have like a sword and board, which makes me a little bit more tanky because blocking really can absorb a lot of damage. I'm also in kind of heavy armor, but my character is really designed to be a paladin. So I'm in a paladin build right now. And I'm probably going to try and do a YouTube video kind of talking about the paladin build. But there's really three components to the paladin build. It's Divine Remedy, which allows me to heal myself and one other player for 30 health. Then there's Radiant Mend, which heals all allies in an area of effect around me for about 20 to 30 health. And then also Blessed Renewal. Blessed Renewal allows for both me and the player that I target to get extra health regen over time, and that lasts for a couple of minutes. So all of those things paired together allow for me to be a support class that is doing damage on the front line. I also have these really cool Moonshine Pauldrons, which I made over a month and a half ago. And I've been wearing them ever since, and their lifetime durability is great. Like, they're super durable. But they give us this amazing spell. This spell is BIS. It is the best that you can get for PvE. It is by far one of the best spells, especially if you're in a small group. If you're in a small group, you want to find out how to get Pacify. And the reason for that is Pacify allows you to select from a range what NPCs, what enemies can get aggroed and what can't. So obviously don't attack the enemy that you pacify, but you can attack their friend right next to them, and they're not going to aggro the ones that you pacify. And you can pacify enemies very, very quickly. It is a very useful spell for things like dungeons. All right, we are close to doing our next giveaway here. If you haven't entered, make sure you're typing in ! Enter, and we're going to go ahead and do our next little bit here. Do our next one. All right. Let's select everyone. Wow. 575 individual names are all going in to a pile to win these 10 keys. Are you feeling lucky? I think you're feeling lucky. I'm feeling lucky for it. All right, here we go. Let's back here. Names. Oops. That. Picking 10. 10 for the price of 1. And we've got our new winners have been selected. Here we go. Bam. So those are our winners. Congratulations. Let me go ahead and make sure I document these. Here we go. Thank you for the sub bribe. I don't know if that's intentional. You're trying to bribe. That is hilarious. Let me make sure I post this over on YouTube as well, so our YouTube friends know who has won. So if you are a winner chicken dinner, make sure you make your way over to the Professional Gamer Discord. That is where I'm going to be handing those things out. So make sure you go and do that. Our link is down below. I think somewhere down below. There you go. Yeah. So make sure you go ahead and go over there and join, so that you can get your keys. We're going to be distributing those keys after the end of the stream. We have about 2 hours left in the stream, so we still have a lot of stuff that we're going to be doing. We're going to probably go hit a point of interest here as well, and assemble some of the golden company, or maybe some of the golden peasants. And do note, for entering, like, as long as you're entering once every hour, you should be good. Your name gets recorded every single time on the hour, so just make sure you're typing that in. Cool stuff. All right, let me show you. This is probably one of my favorite things. On occasion, we do break our immersion just a little bit, and this might be one of those instances. Let me actually whip out a flame here so we can see what's going on. We're going up our little spiral here. And, what's this? Here. This is also a great vantage point of the city in general. Really great vantage point of the city. And we'll keep going up here. Pretty tall, goodness. Kind of jump to get up some of these. And normally we build these more towards the end of an alpha. Did that work, or is the confirmation message only for the first time you join? Yeah, the confirmation is for the first time. Once you get confirmation, you're in, and just re-entering, make sure that you're getting in every time. Make sure you're still alive and ready to enjoy. Okay, so here's the Golden City. This is a bridge. For anyone who's just joining, we talked about the bridge a while ago. We call this the Golden Gate Bridge because it is a bridge to the Golden City, and there's a gate there, so it's the Golden Gate Bridge. There are, let's see, we did a giveaway at 5, we did a giveaway at 6, we did a giveaway at 7, and we did a giveaway at 8. So we have 10 keys left. Our next one is going to be the last one. And we'll give some people some more time on this one because we are going to be streaming until 10 o'clock today. For those wondering, I am in PST, so it's 8 o'clock right now. So we're streaming for about an hour and 45 more minutes. We'll do the final giveaway around the last mark, the last bit of the stream. So you have some time. If your friends don't have a key and they're looking to be entered, make sure that you are here and doing what you need to do. Watching and enjoying. So we do have a funny side. And we saw down here near our kind of refinery section, there was an opportunity for you to let's say relieve some of the stank that you have gotten because you have worked for day in and day out, going out and mining some ore, and you feel like your character is really stinky. Well, a better way to get clean than to jump off and hopefully not die? Yes! We actually... the window. If only you could get out of the window. If you time it right, you can actually get all the way through. But yeah, that's our infinity pool. We have a nice little infinity pool here for players to come and bathe in and clean themselves up. There is no like stank factor actually, but that is what it is. Marsh Yellow, you have to say goodnight in Australia. Thank you. Have a good rest of your night. Thank you for the sub too, by the way. And I know you might have had some other questions. Definitely head over to the Professional Gamer Discord. And if you have any other questions there, other consumers can also help in answering some of those questions, as well as myself. And we'd be glad to see you here. But yeah, so this is the Golden City. A lot of work, sweat, and tears have gone into making it kind of a final location to show off for the Golden City. Is also the start, the founding location of the city as well. So, because every city needs some good lore. As I was traveling across the land, searching far and wide, I was given a vision by the divine to come to Gravas and settle a new city in resplendent glory of the divine, and that's what I did. And we found this holy site. There was this thing, this structure that we now call the Papal Magnet, and it was found there. It was a relic from an ancient civilization, and when I found this location, I knew it was a holy site, and we created a church around it. And from that church, the rest of the Golden City was formed, and that's why this chapel, this pilgrimage location, is a place that many players come far and wide to enjoy. Eventually, there will also be a nice little concession stand on the side. Because who needs concessions? I do. If you run, does your stamina deplete? Yes. So this is the cult meeting room. No, the cult meeting room is the Hall of 100, which is that giant building, just on that cliffside over here. This is the Hall of 100. That building. Let me zoom in here for you. This is the Hall of 100. That is where all 100 of the Golden Company members meet. That's where we hang out and spend our time. So, yes, the Hall of 100. That is the location. Yes, if you run, your stamina does deplete. There is a difference between jogging, which is when I just press the shift key, versus sprinting, which is when I hold the shift key. When you're sprinting, your stamina does go down. You will note that I currently have only 50 stamina. That is because I don't have any consumables, and that's kind of why that is. So if you have consumables, which I guess I can show, those will give you more stamina. So I just took 2 different types of syrup. I'll show you what these look like. Raspberry syrup, which gives me some health and stamina, but also gives me some fire resistance and poison resistance. And then strawberry syrup, which give fire and poison as well. I was trying to stack up some fire and poison because we were going up against enemies that specialized in both fire and poison. So that's why we had that. But let me go ahead and make sure that I put this impure iron ore into our refining area so that the Golden Company members can go and do all of the things they need to with it and refine it for the future. And then we will probably go on a little bit of an adventure to a point of interest off the way a bit here as well. So if you are watching and you're in game, you can also join along for the ride. I will be sure to do my best in my paladin build to keep you alive and living. It is always important to keep people alive. I need a key for my friend. How can I get it? That is a great question. Look at the giveaway right there. All you have to do is type !enter. And if you win, you get a key. All you have to do is go over to the Professional Gamer Discord after the stream ends in about an hour and a half. And that's where I'm going to be distributing the keys. Yeah, so let's go ahead and heal up here, and we're going to go take a look at some of the points of interest to the south here. And we'll go and do a little bit of a raid. See what's crack-a-lackin'. Make sure that I'm panel as well. Go. Go. Fun sound effect. All right, time to size up and get the heck out of here. So, there's a lot of various points of interest that exist in the game. Goodness, look at all of these amazing players, all of these citizens coming and playing and being a part of the city. So there are a couple of zones that have high focus of, or high concentration, of NPCs, enemy NPCs that we want to go and kill. And I really don't like Inquisition, so they also happen to be a little bit easier, and I'll probably be able to solo them. That is not necessarily true for the ancient ruins that are more occupied by Zebians. So I'm going to go after some Inquisition right now, and we're going to go on a little bit of an adventure. And I'm going to wave goodbye to Zito. He's probably working extremely hard right now, coordinating a lot of the building actions that are going on and orienting a lot of the Golden Company members who are new to the game and new to this build. So he's working a really long time. Been working a long time preparing for this, and he's also probably been working since like 5 o'clock this morning, orienting people and whatnot. Now, eventually, our goal is you see all these players, and they have a lot of individual builds, and they're really working on building stuff up individually on their plots. Our goal eventually is to provide them the resources and ability to build up without having to necessarily do it all on their own. We want to provide resources to them where they can do all of these activities without actually being just bombarded by having to do everything on their own. Whoops. Got a little bit of lag as we load it in to the side here. Is okay. And now we're kind of going through the forested area on our way to the southern points of interest. Like I said, we're going after some Inquisition here. So this should be pretty fun. Looks like we have some hunters, or maybe those are just deer. No, we just have some deer. So leatherworking is a really important profession as well. If I haven't mentioned that yet, you definitely want to go out and really hunt for deer. You want to hunt for things, and make sure you're getting that leather. If it's not worth it to you, it's worth it to someone else. So definitely hold on to it, because players will exchange and barter for more hide for certain. Minion Prime Number asked, how does that sense of you don't have to do it all on your own play with the specific resources that are only located in PvP areas? Yeah, so they're not necessarily only located in PvP areas. There are pure iron nodes that exist in the actual game outside of PvP, outside of Lioness. They're just not as abundant. They're very, very low quantities and very spread out. So you can still get access to them, but it is still very, very difficult to find them. There are a couple of different ways that you can get those resources if you don't want to go into a PvP zone. One way is you can refine the resources up. So earlier in the stream, we had a player who, and we're testing it out. It's going to be difficult for us to actually get it to work. But the idea here is we have a commodity market, and we're testing it with iron first, where a player can come in and they can give us impure iron ore, and we'll just hand them the equivalent of iron ingots. And you can actually smelt up different tiers of the various resources. So what I mean by that is you can go from impure iron, and you can essentially smelt it up to iron, and then smelt it up to pure iron, all from the different things there. So how much impure for wrought iron to smelt it up? That one I do not know. I would say ask a member of the Golden Company locally in the city, and someone can help you. They know that the exchange rate is essentially 10%. So whatever the impure iron ore cost to smelt up to wrought iron, plus whatever that cost is to go from wrought iron to the next one. So it'll be a little bit higher than normal, but it shouldn't be altogether too much. If I had to guess, it's going to be like around 100 impure iron ore in order to get one smelt's worth of wrought iron. And we do have some stored up, so we can give it to you in exchange. So right now, I kind of have entered into the highlands. Again, sorry that the FPS is a little bit low. Like I said, we have a streaming rig that we're working on building, and it will make it so we can stream in like 2K and at 60 FPS super crisp, super smooth, no problems, no crashes. That's a work in progress. So don't think of this as a reflection on the game's performance. When I'm up here doing it without streaming, I'm getting 120 FPS, no problem. It's just my potato. On Sui, this game trashes even good systems. It's not optimized yet. Yeah, I've heard that some have had kind of a difficulty with the game and optimizing in the right way. It works a lot better than I've seen other alphas work. I don't have any like real qualms with it. I know some people who are like performance experts might have some more solid opinions on it. But at least from my experience, when I'm not streaming, I'm getting like 120 FPS in very difficult places. In fact, you can see like the FPS that I was getting in all of my recordings recently. What are the requirements to join the giveaway? Game looks amazing. All you have to do is, yeah, thank you, Pickle. Hope you're having a good morning. Thank you for modding. Yeah, all you have to do is type !enter. Once you do, you're entered into the giveaway. And we're doing one more. I think we have 10 more keys to give away. We've given away 40 so far. We have 10 keys to go. So keep them coming. Keep them coming. All right. So here we are. We're at one of these points of interest here, and we're going to engage in some enemies and see if we can get some rare loots. Now, it is important to note that I am a solo right now. I am only playing by myself, and in order to do that, I am going to need to pacify some enemies. Now, like I said before, pacify is like best in slot, in my opinion. Especially for PvE, especially if you're doing some stuff more solo, because you can pacify your enemies. So you can see the butterflies that are swarming around me. Now they're swarming around this Inquisition Assessor, and I have aggroed his buddy to come over here and get in combat with me, which then I am going to stun with a shield bash, and then I'm going to murder him procedurally with my weapon. So that is why this is such a beneficial skill to have, because that Inquisition Assessor is still chilling out, trying to find out what the heck is going on in the world. He has no clue his buddy was just murdered brutally in front of him, and now because he is a archer, I'm going to walk up to him, and I'm pressing X here to enter into a lock-on mode. This isn't required. You can do it just the same way. Without being locked on, and that's how you do it. Right now, pacify works for quite a long time. I don't remember how long it takes, but it's like minutes. You can keep someone pacified for minutes. It doesn't like keep you from being able to aggro them. There's actually still a small chance that this guy aggroes me, since I'm standing so close to being in front of him. But there's also threat generations that like different skills and abilities like Fireball, which will still aggro this person. And now you can see that I've aggroed kind of both of them as his buddy woke up and decided he wanted to beat me up. So now I am gonna have to murder both of them. And this is a little bit more difficult seeing as there are 2 enemies instead of 1. But I handled that pretty well. And we're gonna block that guy's attack. We got our special right there. We're low on stamina, so we have to be careful. Unfortunately, we lucked out. So the great thing about this little area right here is that if you're kind of in a smaller group of players, this is a great way to gather iron without having to have a smelter, without having to do all of that stuff. Ilatapi, thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Is it still faster to farm ingots by killing than gathering? Depends. Depends on your access to impure iron. Impure iron from drops is not guaranteed. Impure iron from impure iron ore is. So, yeah, I know when you were playing with Erst Fonsui, that it was definitely different. It's, in my frame of view, a lot more efficient to gather iron, impure iron, by going and actually mining the material. And with higher tier pickaxes, it's even easier because with like a tier 3 pickaxe, impure iron ore gets harvested like every click, I think, or it's every other click. So that's really nice. This is an impure iron deposit right here, in case anyone is wondering. That's kind of what we look like right there. All right, so this little bit here is a little bit more difficult, so we're gonna make sure we're healed up, and we're gonna have to stun a couple of these boys here in order to guarantee success. And that's really what we want to do, is guarantee our success. We want to embarrass ourselves now, do we? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stun a couple of these guys. Like I said, there is still a probability that they become, they still generate enough threat to aggro. So we do have to be pretty careful. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, aggro that Judicator. He just spawned, it looks like. Great. So we can stun him. And then we'll do a special attack on him as well. That does a nice little additional piece of damage. And you saw him start like sweating there. That was him getting poisoned. So my sword has Viper 2, where it can occasionally poison enemies that I'm attacking. Really nice skill to have. Very beneficent. What server are you in the Golden Company on? I just got a key. Nice, Duff. Glad that you got one. We are on Argatha, which is US East, and we're located in Ancien in the Gravas home valley. All right, time to aggro this guy. Maybe we can get his feet here. No, thank you. And time to murder. So they're constantly working on improving the combat system. So don't think of this as like an end-all be-all for it. It's improved significantly over the course of just this alpha alone. I'm actually going to do a fun video. In passing, I kind of was mentioning to the devs after our interview that the combat's changed so much from just Alpha 1 to the beginning of Alpha 2 to the middle of Alpha 2, like pre-Alpha 2, I mean, and then to launch of Alpha 2. Like, combat has changed so much, and it's constantly getting better and improving, but it's incremental. And a lot of times, as players, we can forget that those kinds of improvements actually are happening. And, like, we might forget it, but at the end of the day, the devs are working very hard on making sure that like combat it feels good and the animations feel good and everything works well. So I wanted to put that like video together to kind of really feature and highlight that there is progress that is being made. So you can see here, I had originally stunned these guys and it ran off. So it is about a minute or two that the pacify works for. I'm going to try and not aggro and pacify these kids. I would also imagine in the future that there's a possibility that I fail this spell, and if I do, something like aggroing them as a result of the failure could happen as well. I also do really like how they've gone about improving the UI. They've made it a lot more clear on like what. Let's see if I can aggro this guy without aggroing everyone else. Yeah. Cast your spell. Nobody cares. Cast your spell and come over here so I can beat you. There we go. Let's do a special attack there. Now, there used to be block canceling. That does not exist in this current build. That is potentially a good thing, in my opinion. I'll go ahead and eat a little bit more. Oh, that was actually a potion. Whoops. So now I have a little bit of stamina regen. Now this one, we're going to aggro 2 of them, and we're going to also try and hit both of them. And it looks like the poison wore on them, so that's good. Able to kill both before they woke up. And you can also see that I am gathering these things, these like worn out lockets and cracked lockets. These are not relics, but they're like rare loot items that Inquisition drop, and these are used to craft magical items as well. So you have to, I think for some of them you have to get like 10 or 15 cracked lockets, or 10 or 15 worn out lockets in order to craft and make everything that you need to for a magical item. This one, thankfully I can just have that guy. Now you can see my blocking. I am blocking 100% of his damage that he's dealing to me, but I am taking stamina damage instead. So it's really important that I manage that stamina in order to like make sure that I'm getting everything that I need and don't run out. If you run out of stamina, it's like GG. Like you will die, and you will die very quickly. So stamina management is only going to get bigger and bigger and more important. Now, one thing that is cool is when you go and attack the Inquisition, they drop ores. So I've dropped iron ore, I've dropped impure iron ore, and now I dropped pure iron ore. So you can also get pure iron ore from farming Inquisition. It's a rare drop. This doesn't drop that often. It doesn't drop. So it's very rare that it drops. So I'm quite lucky that I got that. But again, it's not guaranteed. So you're always better off going and oh boy. Yeah, this is gonna hurt. And our food wore off. Let's see what we can do here. Not enough stamina. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to run. That's bad. That's really bad. Yeah, so our food ran out, and we're getting attacked by everyone. Yeah, we knew that was gonna happen. Sometimes the world doesn't map out the way it's supposed to. This gives me a good opportunity, though, to show kind of one of the new features that was recently added to the alpha, and that's corpse summoning. So one of the difficult parts in Pax Dei is when you die. If you die in a really bad location, all the enemies are respawning, and it's just bad. It's not good. It's bad. And as a result, the devs have added kind of a way to summon your corpse. You do have to be close to it, but yeah, Minion, there is a little bit of a death loop. There have been many times in dungeons where we've gotten killed like halfway through the dungeon, and because we were the only ones in the dungeon, it was really, really hard for us to get back to our gear, and there was like 30 to 50 deaths that all happened in between that before we could like actually get our stuff back. It was tough. It was really tough. Another thing is, when I'm not near this location, some of the enemies will start to respawn as well. They do have pretty aggressive spawn timers. You can see that we've already gotten a lot of these to respawn. Now, off in the distance here, you do see that little sparkling bit. That is my body, but I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the summon corpse ability here. So looks like I'm almost pulling it. That's funny. But I did then pull the remains from where they used to be to where they are now, which then gives me the ability to equip everything where I'm at and be better off for it. So I am going to heal myself up here. Falcon. So I will be sending out those keys after the stream. The stream ends in about an hour and 20 minutes. And at the end of the stream, I'm going to hand all of them out. Please make your way over to the Professional Gamer Discord, where that's also where you can check to make sure that you won. If you are unsure, that's where we'll be posting all of that, and we will be reaching out to players to make sure that they get their keys. So head over in that direction, and around like 10:20, 10:30 is when I'll make sure that I've had all of that posted, and then we'll be good. You'll be good to start playing. Enter that key and get into the game. Okay. So, and we will have one more giveaway. We're giving away 10 more. We have 10 more keys to give away. So, yeah, we'll be giving that away. Pyro, thank you. Like I said, we will be distributing those keys after the stream. I try and keep them under lock and key, so none of the mods have access to those keys. So you'll be getting them directly from me by the time we finish the stream. And, you know, then you can get in the game and enjoy it for the next 7 days. But congratulations on winning as well. Okay, let's see if we can do this better this time. Get the stun off. Get the murder action going here. Judicators are difficult. You see that I did get that poison proc off on him after a little bit of time. So that was nice. Did help out. We'll get some pacify going on over here. And later this week, so you do also want to go and check out the Professional Gamer Discord, because we are going to try and run a PvP event. Towards the end of the alpha, we're going to try and lose all of our kits, you know? We're going to go and do a little bit of dueling, and then depending on how many players actually come, we might have a little bit of a war, and we'll do a whole pitched battle, and we'll size people up, put them on teams, and set them out to murder each other, and whoever wins to the spoils, to the victor go to the spoils. So that's kind of what we're aiming to do there as well. Now, I did just aggro a crap ton of enemies, and we have a boss there as well. So we're going to have to try and manage expectations here. We have a lot of enemies. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, let's try and get going here. That block off. You can get this guy killed. Perfect. Let's see. Oh, that we lucked out so much there. We got, so this is a rare mob, Inquisitor Veritatis. He does drop a relic. I think it's to eradicate like 5 or something like that. So we'll try and get him here really quick. Pat Poliso. It feels like if you're not a streamer nowadays, you don't get to play an alpha or beta just because the company only focuses on marketing instead of finding bugs. It sucks. I hear what you're saying. I would like to also say that I've probably submitted about 800 bug reports over the time of testing. First and foremost, I am a player who plays the game and does bug reports, and I definitely am not squandering my time in the friends and family alpha. I can guarantee that. But I understand your frustration. But I don't think any actual like mainstream streamers actually got into the friends and family alpha. Like, if you all are familiar, there's this really, you know, you might have heard of him, small streamer, Asmongold. He's not in the friends and family alpha. He doesn't have access to it. So he only got access to the actual release, and surprisingly enough, he didn't cover like any of the interviews that we did on this channel with the developers. We had over 3 hours of interviews, and the guy didn't like once look at any of those. So I don't know how much the game is on his radar. And that's probably also why he wasn't given access to like friends and family, which like he's not there. And he's said that before as well. So, but for me, yeah, I was first and foremost a fan of the game, and I started covering Pax Day on this channel. This was like the first game that I covered. It's the only game that I cover on YouTube and on Twitch now. And as a result, the developers, they really they want to build up their community, and I'm a community first content creator for Pax Day. So I'm very active in the community Discord for the official like Pax Day Discord and all of that. And the developers don't really cater necessarily to the larger streamers that are just kind of coming and going. They're looking to really foster a group of players who like really want to do this game and play this game and enjoy this game. So let's go ahead and try and kill this Inquisitor here, and hopefully I can get a stun off on him before he gets another attack. And we might need to pop... Oh, thank God we got our poison. He's probably going to just die from the poison. There we go. Nice. So that is a rare mob killed to eradicate Law 1.6. And we also got a leather extract. I don't think leather extracts are actually used for anything right now. Eventually it will. Maybe it'll be to like upgrade leather or dye it or something like that. Falcon. Welcome, Falcon. I've been up. I didn't sleep last night, y'all. I did not sleep. I was too excited. I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I went to bed at like 12. I was trying to get the streaming PC up and running to be able to stream, and there was just some technical difficulties, but it kept me up way too late. So if I'm like slurring my words, I'm not drunk, I promise. Just a little tired. So let's go ahead and go back to the Golden City and see what's going on over there. Hold T, teleport to Shrine. That's going to take us closer, but not all the way. Closer, but not all the way. And I do like that they're kind of adding some more flavor text now in game for like a lot of the lore. Here's the Petra Day. So it was created during the papacy of Melifenius during the Golden Age as a means of travel and to project the command of the Holy See. So the Holy See is like the papacy. And today these stones are the reason for the existence of Pax Day and Home Valleys. So the general idea of these Petra Days, like you'll see these carvings. For some reason, these symbols have importance. We as players, like we don't know what that importance is yet. But when you go to Lioness, when you go to the PvP zone, when you go to all that, which maybe we'll take a trip down there and I can kind of show you our little travel route. I can show you what we'll take a look and see what PvP is looking like right now. Hopefully it's not too crazy. Maybe we can go donate some gear. But in the PvP zone as well, there are these stones that exist. And once you pass those stones, there is no longer the protection of Pax Day. Like, players can kill players. And there's something about these carvings that have importance. Like, we can teleport to those stones. And when it says they're the reason for the Pax Day, literally what that means is like players like are protected by the divine peace, by Pax Day. And these home valleys are essentially a spread of the divine's influence in allowing for us as players to like actually exist and do all of those things. Akudia, thank you for the Prime sub. And it's really interesting. It makes me kind of wonder what is going to go on with the lore in the future. And it's like really exciting to see where the game is going to go, because all of these things actually do have real like reason to exist, a real reason that they exist in the game. And there are gameplay ramifications for all of that too. So again, really, really cool that all of those types of text are coming in, and we have access to all of them. So it looks like we have a lot of players that are coming and settling around. We'll see let's take a look and see what plots are where. It is dark, so it's going to be really, really easy to see where all of these plots are. And looks like, so we got Oscar had a placement here. We have Foul Play. Chili has a plot. I think Chili has like 2 plots. We have Aridin to Boris. Cat has a plot out here. Guthrig. That's funny. So we have a lot of players here. Super Recon placed a plot over here. Rothgar has 2 of his plots over here. So that's really cool. We have a lot of players that are all kind of making their plots and spawning in their locations all around here. And we even have some on the other side of the river, more in the forest. We have Jackery, nice. You're making a nice little plot over in the forest. Really cool. And what are we looking at here? Oh, Oscar's plot as well is right there. And looks like we have some players who are building out maybe an overlook over here. That's going to be pretty cool. Who's this? Foxy, nice. Foxy's got a couple of plots up top. Rock Dog, you also have a plot down below. Looks like Kira has placed their additional plot. Kira this is a more developed plot, so you can imagine how long they've been here for. They're a solo player. Elvinia, I'm on the watchtower near the river, trying to see where I should land my plot. Any advice? Yes, of course, I do have some advice. So, we're going to try and combine a lot of these and make them into something cognizant, into a whole. So whatever you build, think about it in terms of, like, how can my plot, the south side, yeah, go down to the south side. I think that'll be a pretty cool place to spawn your plot. Kind of down over here, see where these orange ones are? Oh, we got Arbin there. Arbin's a member of the Golden Company. He's going to get accepted here in a bit. Yeah, I would say come over here, over in this area, kind of near to Boris's plot and all of that. This is a pretty good locale. There are some impure iron ore nodes and stuff that spawn in this area. So do be cognizant of that. That's something that we haven't talked about, and we're really trying to see how it works. So definitely try and avoid things like flax. Like, don't place your plot on flax, because then the flax won't spawn anymore. We want to try and avoid that. Angel X, thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. But yeah, so we're definitely looking to test it out and kind of see how city planning and management works. But holy cow, can we just look at how many plots exist on this? This is like screenshot worthy. This is nuts. There are so many players who are all choosing to come and settle near the Golden City. This is going to be so cool. In a week, we're going to see what this all looks like. And hopefully we can actually build up some of this stuff. A week is a very short period of time. And with so many players, like, we genuinely are going to have to find out how to farm all of the materials necessary to build some of this stuff up. While we are here and kind of by ourselves, we are able to just, do this and have the resources to do it. So, it's going to be, we're going to have, the whole purpose that we're here is to test it and see how these things work. Do resources need to respawn quicker when there's more players in an area? Should they not? Should they stay the same regardless? Does that, influence how the economy works and stuff like that in the future? That's all going to be big stuff. And this is a huge conglomeration of players. I mean, there has to be over 100 plots here. There's probably close to 150 plots here. That's insane. It's so cool. That's really, really cool. Like, wow. This is so awesome. Duff Cal asked, do you know if the progress will carry over from this alpha? I'm pretty sure no. I'm pretty sure for early access, everyone's starting fresh. So no, I don't think we are going to have this progress carry over. But that's part of the exciting part too. Like, we've done this crafting before, and now we get to go and experience it somewhere else. And that's what the Golden City is going to do. Right now, we're technically called the Golden Caravan because we're throughout early access. Whenever there's a wipe, we're going to move. We're going to go to a new location. We're going to try it out. We're going to test it out. We're going to see how it works in a new location. And we're going to keep on iterating on that over time so that we can keep on getting better at building, try new areas, and experience it all. And then once the game finally releases, however many years away that is, when it finally releases, we'll pick our final resting place, and that's where we will go. Is there a time for the giveaway, like a time or something, or is it random? It's not random. We're going to be doing our final giveaway at in about 30 minutes. So the last giveaway of 10 keys is going to happen in about 32 minutes to be exact. So that's when we're going to be doing the giveaway. The first several were every 10 at every 10, so every hour on the 10-minute mark. Yep, no problem, Severance. So yeah, this is the city. This is I'm really liking what I'm seeing here, and ideally what I want to see for all of these areas. Yeah, I hope you can too, Nava. Thanks, Severance. So ideally what we're going to try and do here is, and for everyone who's here in the city, like, we want to try and connect these plots together and make this into something very cognizant and, have a neighborhood that exists for all of us to kind of enjoy and play together. If you are in the city, if you are a part of this locale, we have the Golden City Discord up. You can join it, even if you're a solo player or whatever, and you can coordinate with all of the other players. So ideally what we're going to try and do is connect a lot of like roads and stuff to make this all feel like it's a part of one cognizant whole. Nava's asking, so what are the orange ones and what are the white ones? So orange ones are private, or they're ones that basically I don't have access to. So you can see like Chili's and Ireland's and Taboris's, like all of the plots down south. Those are ones that are not accessible for me to build in. It says it's shared with clan. That's because they're all part of the what do you call it? The golden peasants, I think is what they call themselves. And they're all building kind of a little neighborhood down south, it looks. South side. Delhaven Gaming asked if, or I only have a 3070. Pirate Software is having issues with a 4090 EEC. 3070 should be fine. I'm running a 2070 Ti, 2080 Ti. Sorry. In this current rig, and when I'm not streaming, it's running at like 100, 120. No problem. It runs really, really well. Now when I'm streaming, because my computer's an old potato, it's taking a little bit longer. Is the Golden City Discord different than your professional gamer Discord? Absolutely. So I do try and keep things separate. So, viewers are viewers. You're more than welcome to come and join the city, but I don't want to mix, like, members of the Golden City are members of the Golden City. They're not, like, I don't want them to be content generation tools like some content creators turn them into. I don't want it to be that, so I try and keep things very separate. Obviously, I'm passionate about the game, and as leader of the Golden Company, I'm like very excited at seeing how this is building, and I'm bringing our viewers along for the journey. But I don't want players who just want to participate in the Golden City to feel like they're in a fishbowl being watched, and so that way I do keep it separate. The Golden City Discord is different than the Professional Gamer Discord. Professional Gamer Discord is for all things this channel. The Golden City Discord is where everything goes on for the Golden City. And members of the Golden Company are available in that Discord as well. And that's how we're going to also manage the market, commodity market in the future, and where we're trying to start it off now. And players, if they want to start businesses and have all of those things, or become citizens, so they have voting rights in the town and all of that, they can become citizens by joining their plot and adhering to a couple of very easy building rules. And once they do, they're citizens. They can vote for elected representatives and all of that. But then more importantly, they can register their business in the Discord, and they will get their own special role, and it says who they are and what business they are, and we'll show it on the map, and they can run their business out of the town. And that'll all kind of start to develop as the marketplace becomes available. We'll have our own grand marketplace where players can post up shops. And we have some ideas on how we're going to do that with the permission system as it is right now. If it changes and gets any better, then we'll also do that too. So if you are in game and you're at the Golden City and you want to join the Golden City Discord, you should want to join the Golden City Discord. Ask one of the members of the Golden Company, and they can give you an invite key to that Discord. Anyone can join it. It's open. It's a community Discord, but we just try and keep it for in-game use right now. So the only way to get it is when you're in game and you're able to ask us. But all right, enough talking. I'm talking too much. Let's go and take a look at some other areas of the game. Let's see here. Can you make roads or dirt tracks in the game? Also, are there any plans for mounts and wagons? Mounts, yes. In fact, when you start the game up, you can hear the clippity clop of a horse in the background. I think we're a ways off from mounts being added, but the game is being designed with the intent that mounts will exist. Traveling distance is a major component of the game. We will be doing a lot of foot travel, a lot of horse travel. I would imagine that carts are going to eventually be a component of that, moving a lot of resources from place to place. Currently, you only have this much space in your inventory to actually move things. So, hey, Mana, hope you're doing good. So with that being said, this is all you have in terms of space. It's the Pax Dei streamer. I wouldn't know if it's the Pax Dei streamer. In fact, everyone should go check out Mana Junkie. Sometimes he streams Pax Dei. He's been on the channel before when there was the PC gaming show announcement for Pax Dei. We did a whole thing. He is also the leader of the Order of Knowledge, which I believe we are trying to work together and make a library system in game and try and use the Golden City as a place to house a lot of the critical books and all of that. And then we want to openly circulate the knowledge across the game to many different cities and share all of the books and stuff that we find and all the relics so that any player has access to it. But the Order of Knowledge and Mana are both doing the Lord's work when it comes to actually what things are found where and where to get them and all of that. So he will also be giving out keys later today. Pickle, if you want to go link his channel really quick in the stream, that would be great. Oh, it looks like we have Arbin here. Let's go to membership here. Goodness, look at all of those. Look at all of those. Cool. Yeah, we'll have to let me send him invite to claim. Avatar already invited. There we go. So he should be able to join. Too kind, undeserved. Not undeserved. You're great. And you deserve to have a shout out from time to time. But everyone should go check out his channel, especially if you don't want to key in the next 30 minutes, which we'll be doing our last key giveaway at that point in time. So definitely look out for him to start streaming. And Mana, maybe we can go and raid you here in a bit as well, once you go live, to keep the ball rolling on these, on all of these keys. Sorry to ask again, but I had issues installing and already forgot. It's US East Argatha, correct, for the Golden City? Yes, it's US East Argatha, and we're located in Ancien in Gravas is where you can find us. Is there a Discord channel we want to go in for the key stuff? Really, it's just you need to join the Professional Gamer Discord, and we're going to verify all of the players who won, and then once we verify, we will distribute the keys via Discord. So, yeah. Yeah. Cool. I am gonna, with that crash that happened, I am gonna have to go through the chat logs and pull out the original winners that happened the first 2 or 3 giveaways. Just because when my game and computer crashed, everything exploded. But I have a record of the chat, so I'll be able to go and get those names too. No worries. Oh shoot, I won't be live that soon probably. I appreciate it though. I gotta give the later people some chance at drops and get my tie on. Yes! Are you wearing a tie? Perfect. You gotta be professional. There's only one way to do it. Sitting in the Pax Dei Discord, VC, fielding questions while lurking in streams for now. Nice. Doc entered for a key. Nice. Hey Doc, hope you're doing good. All right, so let's go and take a look a little bit further out into the wildlands a bit here. See what we can find. I did want to kind of show what outside looks like. Also potentially the server transfer mechanic, like going from one fault across the fault line from the home valley into the wilderness. It probably is going to be seamless, as I'm sure that server's already started up multiple times. But we'll go ahead and make the journey now, as nighttime seems to be ending as well. Lyric wants to play right now but has no key. He's gonna have to win it. I'm sure he wants to. I'm sure he wants to play. I'm sure he wants, because this is a fun game. It's a fun game. Everyone wants to play. It's also everyone needs to play, because we need to test the crap out of this game to make sure it doesn't turn into something silly. And the great news is that the developers really listen to feedback and try and adjust, and they've got a really solid head on their shoulders. So all of the feedback that we're giving is really, really important for them, because they hear it and they want to make it as good as they can as well. So it's very rare that you see a dev team really committed to that. And in the conversations that I've had with them, they've said numerous times that this is the game that they want to be their last game, the last game that they develop. They want it to exist for 20 years. They want it to succeed, and they want it to, it's a true labor of love that they're working on developing here as they build it out. So, yeah, if you're in game, make sure you're pressing F8. Anytime you see a bug, anytime you see something silly, enter it, and they will just chomp through that entire system and make sure that they're doing what needs to be done, getting those bugs fixed, taking your feedback, and really adjusting things to how good it is. Do I know how big the dev team is, Solaris Fall? I don't know exactly. I know that they're around, I think their target is around 80 to 100. They're very lean. They don't want to become big. They don't want to have a very big team. At least that's what they've said in the past. They want to keep it tight-knit. They kind of want to be like the Golden Company. They want to be tight-knit and be able to really have key opinion leaders in all of their various groups, but they don't want it to become something crazy where you have like 400 people with like all the various things going on. Goodness, we are loading in a lot here. Yeah, this is potato content. Sorry about that, but the guarantee that if I wasn't streaming right now, this would be like 120. When early access comes, you'll definitely be able to see some of this, and we'll have our new streaming PC set up and show off all of that stuff. Like working on a smaller dev team yourself. Yeah, and it's great because mainframe can really pivot and adjust to the demands of the players, and that's really, really important for being able to make this game and do so effectively. If they had a really big team, they have 300 people and they have 100 people just working on one particular aspect, and then the players are like, we don't like that aspect. Well, now it's a lot harder to transition 100 people in one direction than it is like 10 or 20. So it's a lot easier for them to get the buy-in of all of the people and all of that. But yeah, those are good questions. So we're getting pretty close to the fault line here, and we can see Rinmira is nearby. Might be in hello here soon. They must be building off in the distance. Hopefully they're okay. There are a couple of bears off on that side of the forest. They have a tendency to reside there. Did you miss the giveaway at work trying to hop in when I can? No, you did not. We're doing our final giveaway here in about 15 minutes, and then the stream itself is ending in about 45. So what does the fault line look like? I'm pretty sure we're at it. Could you tell? So we're at the fault line. We've crossed into another server. I feel like I might have kind of wrecked the allure here by stopping and opening up the map. So yeah, we're here. We're ready to go. What's Mana's stream name though? It should be Mana Junkies. I'm not sure, Pickle, if you can grab his stream link and link it in chat, that would be great. Thank you, Pickle. Okay, so we're in the wilderness. This is the Wilderness Alpha after all, so what better thing than to go into the wilderness? We are kind of like loading things in here though, and I'm on a potato. So let's give it a second and I can talk about this a bit. Again, like I said, potato. Don't think of this as very unoptimized. It actually runs really well when I'm not streaming. And we're working on it. What you can't see behind me is a half-built computer and boxes of computer stuff. And we're going to have a complete setup, and we're going to be running so fast. It's going to be perfect. But in the wilderness, there is an abundance of different types of resources. So there's a lot of different things that you're going to be able to find outside of the home valley that are more abundant. There's different types of resources that are out here. And there's really a pull and a call to go out to these regions and explore them and really map them out. There are resources that are in Ancien that the Golden Company hasn't found yet, because we have to go and scout everything out. We have to map every resource. There are some resources that are in Ancien that aren't in Mary, that aren't in Inisgalia, that aren't in Caries. And they're specially and specifically here in Ancien. We have to go out and find them, and we have to map all of that out and scout it out. And players who find those rare resources, you are in a special situation where you know where they are and other players don't. Now, in the wilderness, for those of you who are just kind of getting introduced to Pax Dei, you can't build in the wilderness. So these rare resources and all of that like, you can't find a rare resource here and then build a wall around it so no one else can get it. So there's always a guarantee that you'll be able to go out here and find things, and players aren't going to be able to block you and halt your progress. I know that's an issue that I've experienced, at least in a lot of survival games, where you have these large groups come in and they just block off large areas. That doesn't happen in this area. You can't build here. Is there a project currently for a resource map? I believe so. I think there are several players who are working on resource maps. I don't know if they've announced it officially though, so I don't want to say who. But there are several projects right now that are currently like in process of getting more players in and getting more players access to resources and locations. So that is something that is actively being worked on. The devs are leaving that to the players. They don't want to make the game something where you just log in and you go to wherever you need to go. These things need to be discovered and need to be logged and documented by players. And over time, we'll develop more and more of a resource map. But this is a simulation. All of these things that are here because that's where it was put in the simulation of the environment. There's nothing to say that over time, based on how much people are using certain things or gathering certain things in different locations, that those will disappear and resource spawns will change. But knowing and understanding where things spawn in an environment, like what type of biome certain things will spawn in, what type of region things will spawn in, that knowledge, having that is going to help you a whole heck of a lot more than knowing exactly where a resource is. Do resources spawn in the same plots, or are locations random based on biomes? Are locations random based on biomes? They do spawn in relatively the same spot right now. I don't know if that is the plan for the future as well, but they do spawn relatively in the same location. Like trees will spawn in similar locations. I know in the last alpha, they played around with like, if you farm a tree too much and you drop it too many times, like eventually the tree will not grow back for a long period, and you have to wait a really long period for it to come back. So there are those components of it as well. So yeah, they played around with it. I don't know if that was a bug or if that was something intentional. I haven't observed it yet in Alpha 2, but I know that it's something that is definitely within the capacity of what they're doing and definitely in line with a lot of the vision that Mainframe's shared so far. So it's entirely possible that resources will spawn in different locations as time progresses, but for the time being, resources, they spawn where they are. But good question, though. Is there a project currently? Oh, nope, we already answered that one. I'm like going back and forth. Let's take a look here. I'm going to go over to YouTube and see if I can answer some YouTube questions as well. YouTube. All right. Let's see. No building here. Yep, no building. PvP is this area, though, correct? There will be fighting over these resources. LaRoast asked that. No, this is just the wilderness. So in the wilderness, you can't, there's no PvP here right now. The devs have alluded to things like knighthoods existing, and knighthoods are a thing where it's not in game yet, but based on kind of what I've heard so far about them from the developers, it sounds like it's going to be a social structure that players get into, and when they are, that PvP becomes available, like it becomes available instantly. Like it's something that like you can just PvP when you're going to war with someone. You can PvP in the wilderness. I don't think you can still PvP in the what do you call it? In like I don't think you can PvP in the home valleys still, but I'm pretty sure when you're out in dungeons or you're out doing stuff like that, yeah, you're going to be able to PvP in those regions too. Yeah, fun stuff. So then, let's see here. Do resource nodes spawns move, or do they just regen in place over time? Yeah, Bill, that is true. They do spawn back for the time being. Don't know. Michael, I'm just enjoying the stream. Win or not, this is really cool. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Let's see here. YouTube, don't apologize. Potatoes are delicious. Yeah, I would say so. Definitely fun. Let's go take a look here. Any other questions further up? Do you have any UK members? If so, how is the lag? I can't talk. That's Kadeth Gaming. I can't say that we have any players in the UK right now. We do have a couple of Australian players who have joined us. And yeah, they have they don't have bad latency. I've played on European servers. The first set of servers I think were in Europe. And I didn't have too bad a latency either. So that's, it's been pretty nice. I think that if you're talking about like high end like content like PvE and PvP, then yeah, there is going to be a little bit of that, but like where your latency matters. But right now, I don't think it's too big of a deal in that way. But good question. Keep going here. You hear anything about the vibe at the office this morning? Excitement, panic, insane laughter. Yeah, you should have seen me this morning at the very beginning of the stream. We were dancing away. It's a happy day. Citizen Crafty Method, Aussie here, would join, no key. Yeah, well, hopefully you would. There's a lot of content creators giving out keys today. Mana Junkies, we just linked them. We'll be online later today, and we'll be giving away keys. We have one more key giveaway in 6 minutes. In 6 minutes. So make sure you do that. Hey, you spoke of horses, possible carts. What about boats? You may have said boats too. I just didn't catch it. Yeah, no. So I didn't say anything about boats. I think boats might be something that they add in a very distant future, like post-release, possibly. The one thing that they have said is like they want to focus on the core mechanics of the game. They did debate back and forth about whether or not they would do like boats, and they've mentioned that a couple of times. I don't think it's a core feature that they're working on, but I mean, obviously, like you see these rivers and stuff like that. I could see river boats possibly being a thing, but nothing like large bodies of water, at least not yet. There has been confirmed to be a region in game called Atlantis, and you would imagine that Atlantis would be a place where you can have, boats and an island, but they haven't really shared much more on it other than that. I like that they're keeping water bodies open. Yeah. So fishing is a thing. They haven't added it yet, but after a huge amount of players at the very beginning of the announcement of the game came out, like a lot of players said, I want fishing. Like, how could you have these beautiful blue bodies of water like what you have and not have a fishing system in game? So I think we convinced them to add fishing, which will be great. I mean, you can just imagine players sitting on these rocks here, casting off for hours and hours on end. Nelba is asking, hi Altari, in the future, will there be additions or building elements, outfits that will be different from the medieval style? For example, something Egyptian? That is a great question. And all I know right now, based on like what we've been told, is that, goodness, look at this line. That is my potato computer. Don't forget that. There are different regions that exist in the game. So these different regions are the primary regions, which are, we're in Gallia right now is the region that we're in. But there's also Gothia. It's Gallia, Gothia, Ithaca, and Anatolia. So Anatolia, you can think of that as more of like the Greco region, and all of that. So that's kind of where like Byzantine style stuff might be. You might see some other stuff like Egyptian in that. There's also some sub regions that I think they've mentioned as well, like Helios or something like that, which sounds more like a desert region too. Those are things that I fully expect will have different cultures and different things as well. The alpha key giveaway is on both YouTube and Twitch. So that's happening in 2 minutes. The final giveaway is happening in 2 minutes. Exclamation point enter to make sure that you're entered. But yeah, so those different regions are going to exist. And with them, I think we will see different styles of build. So like there's different ways and things that can be built in those different regions. So yeah, there's definitely going to be a component there for that. Different architectural building, different outfits, all of those different types of things for those regions will probably exist. And that's kind of important too, right? Because when you're from a different region, you want to know if someone's from Gothia, and they might have different armor that looks Gothian. And that's used with resources that you typically find in Gothia, as opposed to resources that you find in Gallia or Anatolia or Helios or these different regions. So yeah, I think that's an important thing. Hopefully resources can't be botted. Yeah, no, I don't think that's going to be a problem with botting. I think there's a plan for that in the future, specifically with like changing locations and stuff like that. It's very critical because the game is centered on economy. Like player dynamics are beneficially, set towards engaging with one another, and the market is one of those. So if you have a bot that's able to just go around and gather everything, then they're going to have an unfair advantage to normal players. So it's definitely at the forefront of their mind. Srirachu is asking what server is the Golden Company on. We're located in Argatha, and we're located in Ancien and Gravas. Ancien and Gravas. Yeah. And you're more than welcome to come and build near the city, become a citizen. When you get there, make sure you ask one of the Golden Company members for a link or a code to get into the Golden City Discord. Definitely join that. That's where a lot of the organization and stuff like that will be. Occasionally, Golden Company members will drop in and chat and see what's up there too. All right, so we have the final giveaway is about to occur. Let's go. Let's take a look and see what we got here. Gonna this save. And here we go. Oh. Let's see how many players have put their names in for this round. 692 unique players have entered in for this. This is incredible. Really, really awesome. Here. This guy here. Pick some random. All right. Got our winners here. Go. Paste. And there. Oops. 30 windows open. There they are. Congratulations, y'all. Glad that you could win. Make sure you go to the Professional Gamer Discord in order to collect on that. Let me make sure I post it in YouTube as well, just so everyone sees it. Gonna better. There we go. So Navarantha, Shadowcaster, Rebecca Nolo, Vitelli, Ova 20 Cron, Benny Rochard. Yes, all of you. Congratulations. Can I post them again? Did I get one earlier? I didn't collect. We're going to post. So if you think you won or you're wondering if you won, after the stream, I'm going to be reposting all of the winners. And make sure you're on the Discord to check and make sure that you've won or not. Is pretty much how we're doing it. And yeah, we'll be sending the keys to you after that. So we have the list. We've checked it twice, and we'll make sure we send that out to you all. So that is all that we have in terms of keys to give away. But we're going to be streaming here for a couple more minutes, answering some more questions for all of you. And we're in the wilderness right now, kind of showing it off. And there are a lot of wolves and harvestable resources just off the way. You can see that there is some ore right over here. I'm going to try and go over there without getting like brutally murdered by some wolves. You hate to see it. You don't want it. But there is some better ore, better iron, normal iron nodes over here, as opposed to the standard like impure iron that exists. So right here is a good example of a pure, or not a pure, but a normal iron deposit. So right here, like this typically is only getting found out and around the wilderness. So someone asked on the YouTube side, Alan, yes, I am slightly geared up. I wouldn't say that I'm explicitly geared up. I'm not in best armor, but I am in decent armor. It took a while to farm up. Let's see. Someone was asking about female playable characters. White Wizard was asking that. I don't know the context of that. I think I missed it, so I apologize. But yeah, there's female playable characters. They wear armor just like everyone else. It's not like fancy, like women-ease armor. I don't know how to describe that. Like, it's not like anime armor where women suddenly are unclothed and have completely different armor. They wear breastplates like the rest of us. That's intentional. That's how it would be in the real world. I don't think Joan of Arc was wearing really sexy looking armor. I think she was wearing armor like everyone. So they do try and keep it pretty accurate and pretty real to form. You're not gonna get craziness in terms of like a woman only wearing literal breastplates and getting armor from that. Is it restricted to heavy armor appearance only? No, there's actually there's leather armor, there's cloth armor in the game, and there is specialized armor for female characters. There is specialized armor for male characters. Well, not really for male characters, but like there's dresses. Like, and any gender can wear the dress if you want to. There's tunics. Any player can wear tunics. the Eye of Kevin. No, it's not lagging game. It's lagging my potato computer. I typically am running around 120 FPS in game, but I screwed up my streaming PC for the day when I was setting it up, and it is running pretty slow today, which is why we're not doing as much movement. We do have a streaming computer behind me. You can't see it because there's a green screen, but that computer is going to allow us to be able to stream and play the game at a higher frame rate than what you're seeing now. We'll be at 60 frames and at like higher than 1080p resolution as well. We'll be at that 2K resolution. Sexy out for DPS and cleric. There are different outfits for different player types. Clerics are probably going to be wearing more of like a medium armor with chainmail underneath. So leather breastplate, leather legs, leather exteriors, and then chainmail as their undergarments. You can kind of see when I go into the inventory menu. There's a couple of different slots here that you can wear. This is your under armor, this is your over armor, and then this is like for a tunic or something like, not a tunic, but a like tabard or something like that. Then you have your gloves, your van braces, and then you have kind of an undergarment for your pants versus leg covers as well, and then shoes. There's also capes and earrings and necklaces alongside bracelets and rings. And all of those have the ability to give you different benefits, stats, and spells. Right now, the spells that I have equipped on me, I have 4 different spells, and that's from the Chains of Reassurance, the Moonshine Pauldron, the Canoness Halberg, and then the Jouncing Vambrace all give me spells in this build. This is actually a Paladin build. I'm going to do a YouTube video about the Paladin build. It's not in its final form. I love the idea of being a Paladin in this game and being able to kind of almost be like a spell sword and heal friendlies on the front lines while doing some heavy damage and doing all of that. And yeah, that's kind of the direction that I'm taking the build, and I'll be posting a video about that with higher frame rates too in the next couple of days as the alpha goes on. And I'll kind of try and detail how to get the gear necessary to build or get the relics necessary to build the gear as well. So it'll be kind of a little bit of a crafting tutorial too. Yeah. Let me head over to the Twitch side of things now and see how people are doing over there. Let's take a look. So Taprick is asking, so is it safe to say this game will have you collecting rocks and wood? Taprick, you will collect rocks and wood. You will also collect various mushrooms and herbs and meats and minerals and different types of wood even at some points, and a whole lot more. So there's a lot of different ones. Angelix is asking, maybe I missed it, but I joined the Discord, can't seem to find the list of winners. It is complete, but we're going to be posting it after we end the stream in about like 20 or 30 minutes. So be on the lookout for that and then we'll distribute the keys at that point. I just like can't do the stream and also do the giving away administration at the same time. I'm sorry. One man show here. Is there a way to move structures, or am I just out of those materials? Move structures. Question. I don't know what you mean exactly by move structures, Sly. You can delete, so you get 100% of the resources back when you delete something on your plot. So you can pick it up and put it down. So yes, you will be able to do, like you can take it away and put it somewhere else. If you don't have a material, like if it's showing up red and you can't place it, then that means you've run out of a resource and you can't place it anymore. It's important to say as well that like props and chairs and lamps and all of that stuff, you do need to make it a carpentry bench now, and have it in your inventory enabled in order to place it. So does the world stay online all the time like Rust, so PvP raids can occur? Terabads, you're asking that. So yes and no. So the game is always open. You can always play the game. The servers are always online, and anyone can visit like the Golden City at any point in time. I'm going to get out of this lag fest for y'all, because I feel like this is not fun watching this, and it's doing the game a more disservice than it's doing a benefit. But while the game is online all the time, the areas where players can build, at least for the time being, those are all PvE only zones. Players can't go and raid it. All of your progress there is saved. And the idea is it's kind of like Valheim. When you're at home, when you're at your base, you're building up and you're gearing out so that you can go into the world and explore it and do harder dungeons and do more difficult tasks. So one thing that I didn't show in this stream was over here is probably the largest dungeon in the game right now. It's at least the largest one that we found. I don't know, Mana, if you're still here, if you can still confirm it's the largest. But this is one of, if not the largest dungeon in the game right now. It's got a lot of different areas, different places to go, and all of that. So this is big. This is huge. And also around it, there's also, you can see these like kind of scribbled out little paths right here, and those actually lead to like this one right here and this one right here. Those lead, they're secret entryways to the other dungeons on this map. So the one that's up here leads to the dungeon over here, and then the one that is down here actually leads to the dungeon that's over here. So they lead to the different smaller dungeons, and then this one right here is a bigger dungeon that exists in the center. All of these are very, very, very important to go to, that they're part of progression. You want to go to these places. They have a crap ton of named mobs, of rare mobs that drop relics, and those relics have better versions of spells. They also have rare versions of spells that otherwise you wouldn't be able to get access to either. So that's pretty much where all of those come from. And that's why they're really important for players to go to. We actually have in our PvE tutorial series, we did a dungeon run in that large section, and I actually have a full commentary of our dungeon run where we do like a full clear of the dungeon. I don't know if I show the full clear happen, but like I show definitely different parts of it. So that's pretty cool. We're going to go ahead and transfer this back into the home valley really quick. So there's spell casting then, Ad Stellarium asks. Yes, there is. So you can go and cast a spell as long as you have... Currently, the only way that you can get spells is you have spell items equipped. So different gear pieces can have different spells that are equipped, and then you can utilize those spells to go and do whatever you need to do. So one example is I have the Chains of Reassurance. That's my chainmail, and it gives me the first spell in my spell bar, which is healing spell. It gives me access to healing all of one other friendly. Oh my, that was a loud sound. It sounded like thunder for a second. There is currently a sound bug in the game. It's a known bug where you can hear a lot of the sound of things that are happening, not next to where you are. It's known, and it might be hot fixed sometime during alpha. It might not. Who knows? We'll find it. But yeah, there is spell casting, and it is very, very fun part of the game. It's not even in version 1.0 right now. It's very early on. Only one damage spell right now. It's Fireball, and the Fireball enemies, you can easily dodge it, or not dodge it, but you can easily avoid it by collide with something else. and that's how you avoid it. I love, yes, it is me, not you. The lag is rough. That's my potato. It's because I'm streaming and also playing the game at the same time, and streaming computer that's normally attached is currently being upgraded and wasn't ready for today's day. I do apologize for that. The game itself runs actually pretty well. I typically am getting like 20 FPS. I'm actually get 20 FPS. I typically get 120 FPS. Sorry, that's a funny slip. But yeah, actually I'm running 90s to 120, even when we're in the city. So, that's that. One important thing for those of you who are watching, we gave away our last set of keys already. So I see that you're entering. There's nothing left to enter. I'll closing off that here shortly as we're getting ready to end the stream. So thank you for your diligence in continuing to enter. But that portion is done. Are many other content creators going to be streaming throughout the day and give keys away? So you should definitely tune in to them. We linked Manage on Keys earlier. He's going to be streaming later in the day as search can calm down. And surely check out his channel. There's more opportunities to get keys as well. I know Wuglet is also streaming. He is one of the another community member, as well as Spool is probably still streaming. He's on European time though, so I don't know if he's still awake. I don't know what time he's at right now. But either way, there's a lot of other streamers who are giving away keys, and yeah, you should check out, especially if you're looking for a key. And I do apologize, the lag is really tough on the stream right now. Like really tough. Next time, probably not the next time well, probably the next time we stream, we will have a lot better of a rig, and you'll see the actual true power of the game in all its glory, and not lagging like at 5 FPS. Well, I feel bad streaming this at this frame rate. But it's not you, it's my game. But I do apologize for that. But let me know if hopefully it's not the stream itself that's lagging. It might be the stream itself that's also lagging. I can go ahead and fix that as well, as we are at the end of the actual stream. We're going to end it here in about 10 minutes, but I want to answer any other questions that are remaining for all of you when it comes to PAX Day, and anything that you might want answered as well. And like I said, we have the Golden City. We're in Argatha in oops, look at that. Let's head over to Paxian really quick. There we go. So we're in Argatha in the Ancian province. Gravas is our home valley, and you definitely should come and check out this city that we have. We're making it for everyone. This isn't just for the Golden Company. This is for everyone. All are welcome to come and be citizens and join in the party. I'm kind of interested to see what's developed in the city since the last time we've been there. Like I said, and I'm going to say this a couple more times before we end, if you are wondering if you want a key, other than us posting it here in our various channels, we're going to post a list of all of the winners in Discord. So make sure you head over to the Professional Gamer Discord, and we're going to be posting that very soon, at least probably around 20 minutes, and we're going to be posting the results for that. Y'all are winners in my book, but we had 50 keys to give away, and I do want to also thank Mainframe for again giving us those keys and giving us the opportunity to show this game off and really do something cool and have a fun time doing it. So I'm really glad that you all were able to join us on this quick little journey, and have no fear. The performance of the computer has nothing to do with the actual performance of the game. I'm sure anyone who's playing right now is going to have a lot of fun over the next 7 days. We are going to probably be streaming one more time. Look out for that stream. We're going to post details on it later this week once we confirm. It's most likely going to be a PvP extravaganza on Sunday. So regardless of whether or not we're streaming, we are definitely going to be showing the game off by probably a lot of people showing up and getting involved in a fight to the death. We're going to lose all of our kits. That's the goal, at least. We're going to try and lose all of our gear and really, do our best to show the game off for what it is. If you enjoyed this type of content, and I do ask that you leave a like if you're on YouTube, you give us a follow if you're on Twitch. I do appreciate all of the gifts, the gifted subs. Sarah Olusard, thank you for the gifted subs. The 100 gifted subs. You're nuts. Solana, thank you for the gifted one tier 1 sub to the community. I really do appreciate it. Falcon, we do have a clan in game. We're called the Golden Company, and we exist in Argatha. We're building that giant city that you just saw there for all of you to come and enjoy, and it's only going to get better. It's huge. I think we counted probably close to 100 different player plots have been placed now near the city. It started off as about 30, so we have a lot more. The giveaway winners are going to be posted in Discord. It's going to be in the announcements section, so we're going to post it in the announcements section. I will at everyone congratulating them. Have no fear on that. So we are on our way. We're going to be back again, most likely on Sunday. Like I said, be on the lookout on Discord for that. We'll post more information. If you're online and you're in game, we are probably going to be having a huge dueling tournament in the Lioness region on Sunday. You all are invited. We will post details about that in the Professional Gamer Discord. So again, thank you all for tuning in. I know we had that crash in the middle, and took us a little while to recover from that, but I was glad that we were able to recover. And all of this is going to be posted on YouTube, so you'll be able to find it on YouTube, rewatch it, get all of your questions answered again, and just really, really grateful and really happy that we were all able to do this. And I'm so excited to play Pax Day with all of you. 100,000 players got keys. More than 100,000 players now, I would imagine, got keys to this game. And it's truly an amazing game that I think all of you are going to enjoy. And we all need to go and test it to make sure that it's the best game that it can be in the future. So I hope you all enjoy. I hope you have a fun time. And to all the key winners, be on the lookout in our Discord channel. We'll be posting that here in a bit. Now, we will also have a lot of videos getting posted on our YouTube channel. I think we have at least one planned for this alpha. It's going to be that paladin build that I was talking about earlier. We might post one or two more showing some PvP escapades and all of that. So a lot of our main content is over on our YouTube. You should go check it out. If you're on Twitch, it's linked down below. That is where a lot of our videos are. We did a 3-hour long interview with the developers at Mainframe, and we learned a lot of new stuff about the game during that time. It's worth a watch if you haven't done it all already. Can we still gain access to the game without a key? Not for this alpha. However, currently the understanding is by the end of the springtime, we should be getting access to early access. It's been a long morning. But yeah, early access is supposed to come out at the end of spring. That might be pushed out a little bit more. I don't know, but the last official kind of announcement that we've gotten from the devs has been end of spring. We should have early access. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't. This, to me, seems like a really nice stress test for the servers. And they're probably going to take a lot of the feedback that they get, make some adjustments, do some updates, and then they're going to open the floodgates for early access, which is going to be fun. We're going to be here the entire way. This entire channel is pretty much committed to covering PAX Day and PAX Day related content. So be sure to check us out on all of our different channels. Make sure you follow, subscribe, like, share with any of your friends. And with that being said, we're going to end it. It's been a journey. It's been 5 hours. We've been on for 5 hours. We've had a crash. We've had lag. That was all my fault. I apologize. But we made it through the journey, and it's about the friends you make along the way. And we have made a lot of friends. Thank you all to those who gifted subs to all of our community. Sir Olisard, you're nuts. Marshmallow, thank you for your gifted subs. Soluna, thank you for your gifted subs. You should definitely check us out on YouTube as well. And yeah, it's been great. It's about the friends. It's not the destination. It's about the friends along the way. So thanks again. Hope you all had fun time watching. We'll be back. We'll be back at it most likely, like I said, on Sunday. Check out the Professional Gamer Discord for it at that point in time. I hope you all enjoy the game. For all of our key winners, all 50 of you, congratulations. Moyad, sorry, our giveaway is over, but you should definitely check out some of the other content creators for PAX Day. They're going to be giving away keys throughout the course of the day. You should check them out. Oh, I'm feeling like I'm done talking for a while. I've done enough talking for the last 5 hours. It's been real. Thanks again, and I hope to see you all in the next one. I'm gonna go take a nap, or I don't know, something. See y'all in game, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.